I am going to play this video for you, and we're going to talk through it a bit. And if anyone has questions, this is your chance to ask about details and about the implementation of the behavior. The reason why we're making this series of videos is that it's good to have some variety in your dog's sort of behavioral repertoire when you are working with a reactive dog. You know that we had that nice series of videos on Let's Go, which helps your dog move away from the problem, from the dog or the skateboard or whatever the trigger is. And that helps a lot in a lot of situations. But I know it happens sometimes where you get kind of stuck. You know, you're like, okay, I'm going to go that way. Oh, there's a dog that way. Okay, I'm going to go this way. Ah, there's a car in the way. And then it's a little bit tough to figure out what to do as you can't really get away like you would like to. So the Find It is nice because you can do it in a smaller area if you'd like. You can also do it, use it to keep your dog behind a car or something, which we have shown videos of before. I'm just going to pull up the, 1 second. I want to make sure I have the window up that will tell me if anyone asks a question. Okay, here we go. So that's what I like about the Find It. One thing I like about the Find It behavior is that you don't need a lot of space to do it in. And it does get your dog's attention down, looking for something on the ground, rather than looking up and scanning, looking for something to react to, essentially. The other thing I like about this is that it involves sniffing and searching, which a lot of dogs seem to love to do, use their noses. We actually started out teaching this behavior in our scent work class that some of you may have heard me mention. Our scent work classes are designed specifically for fearful and reactive dogs. And we build this behavior in that class through scent work games. And then in advanced levels, we're slowly teaching your dog to do these sniffing games out in the real world when there are triggers around. So it seems to, dogs who have gone through the scent work classes seem to have a stronger Find It than ones that have just learned it as a quick kind of obedience type behavior. Okay, so I'm going to play this video and just talk through it. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments. So when we say find it, the way we're teaching it at least, means there is something to find already. So you'll see the order matters that we're doing in the videos. You'll see we toss a treat when we're starting out and then say find it. So by the time I say find it, there's already something on the ground for my dog to find. Okay. So you're going to start indoors like we do with most new behaviors. Some of you out there might have a dog who has a hard time finding a treat when you toss it onto the ground, even though to you it seems really obvious, it's right in front of them, but they just can't find it. So I'm showing here a really easy way to get started by making it very obvious where you're throwing the treat. So you'll see that, oh, there the treat's right in front of Jasper's face. I toss it right past his nose so he sees where it goes.
Find it.
Then I say find it, and he grabs it.
Find it. Find it.
He really liked being the demo dog for this
Find
exercise. It. And you're doing that follow through with your hand, really kind of like you're pitching the treat, so you end up kind of pointing to where the treat went.
Find it. Find it.
So this is a good place to start. Even if your dog has no problem finding tossed treats, might as well start with something they'll get that's really easy. They'll get a bunch of quick wins, quick successes. Then you're going to stand up more like a normal person and toss treats.
Find it.
So this is Juno, my girl.
Find it.
So, and first I'm just tossing them right where she
Find
sees.
it.
She sees what I'm doing. She sees where they land. Then she goes to get them.
Find it.
The reason we're now going to introduce kind of sneakier tosses, so you're throwing treats where your dog doesn't see where you threw them, is because when you're out on a walk, if your dog is a little bit worried, looking at other dogs, it may be they miss it when you toss treats or whatever it is. You could use a toy as well if you'd like, into the grass. So I want my dog to know, even if they didn't see me throw anything, if I say find it, they should look. So the way I did this was toss a treat to distract her, and then while she's going to get that treat, I kind of pop one behind me. So now she's like, wait, she said find it. Oh, there it is.
Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it. Find it.
It's a fun game. Just eating, running around eating. Once your dog is pretty consistently going right to the treat, searching for it, even when they don't see you throw it, as long as you say that find it cue, then you can start working in different locations. The backyard, if you're going to work outside, the first place is probably the backyard if you have a backyard. You don't want to take this right away on a walk because that might be too difficult, especially for a reactive dog. So now you're going to see our team dog Coco. This is Rachel's dog. And she's starting right away with a leash on the dog, and that's a good idea if you can, because obviously when you start using this behavior out on walks, the dog's going to be on leash, and that also helps you practice throwing the treat within the range of the leash. You don't want to encourage your dog to, run to the end of the leash and end up on a tight leash to get the treat. So she's starting with really easy finds it. Almost at the end of the leash there. Toss it right in front of her so she sees where it goes. And you see how she's pretty enthusiastic. Now she's being sneakier. She tossed that one behind her. It's going to take a second, but she's searching. Coco has gone through the basic scent work classes, so she's becoming a good little searcher. So here, she missed, Coco didn't see Rachel throw the treat, and is a little bit, instead of looking for it, is doing something that a lot of your dogs, if they have a fair amount of training, will tend to do, and they don't know what else to do. They'll look up at you like, help me, where is it? And so Rachel is going to just kind of indicate with her hand, which we've practiced in scent work class. When your dog gets a little confused, give them a little bit of help, but they still are going to search out the treat on their own.
Good girl.
And then she ended up finding it.
Find it. Find it.
If your dog is getting pretty good at those find it's in the backyard that are a little on the sneaky side, popping it behind you to the side when they're not looking, start to use whatever natural obstacles or vegetation you have in the backyard to make it even a little trickier. Once you're out on walks, and we'll in the next, I think we'll probably have 2 more parts to this video, so we'll show you how to start to take it out on walks and use like grass or parked cars, etc. as barriers. You may want that sometimes when you're out on a walk. You want them to be a little bit persistent and work to find the treats because you need to buy more time for a dog to get by or something, or whatever your dog reacts to. So here we're going to start making the game a little tougher by tossing treats. Here she's tossing treats under the big plant. All right, so Coco had a good time making this video, as did my dogs. That's one of the really nice things about this, about the find it behavior. It comes naturally to most dogs, and if it doesn't come naturally, it's pretty easy to get them into the swing of things because all they have to do is look for food. It's a fun thing to do for them, usually. And so once you have a dog who knows that word, hears that sound, find it, ooh, there's something to find, you have something that you can ask for later when they're kind of worried or unsure, and give them something to do that they actually enjoy, which, as you, those of you out there know who have fearful and reactive dogs, sometimes it's, hard to find something your dog enjoys in tougher situations. So I hope you guys give this a try. It's a lot of fun, really simple. Join us in scent work class if you'd like to really work on it and get kind of a supercharged find it. See you. Oh, question before, right under the wire. How would you suggest doing this with 2 dogs? So it depends is the answer. If you're just starting out with reactive dog training, I would not be walking 2 dogs at once. It's much easier to train one at a time. If you're farther along in your training where you can walk the 2 dogs together, what I usually do with my 2 dogs, one of them isn't really reactive, so I have that benefit, but I will say, Jasper, find it, toss food, and then Juno will be sitting there looking at me because she's learned when Jasper gets something, she gets something, so she waits. And then I toss treats for her. But that's something you would want to practice at home first where there are no other distractions. So if you haven't already sort of developed this expectation in one dog that, oh, if that dog gets something, I should wait, something's coming for me, you could end up obviously with a fight if you throw food on the ground or on the floor. But if you can set that up so your dogs learn, like, okay, I just need to wait and then I'll get my stuff, then you can use it. But like I said, if you've got 2 really reactive dogs, unless they're pretty advanced in their training, it is so much easier to walk them separately. Something that also helps with this is to have one of the dogs on a waist leash, so you have more free hands. I always have a waist leash for my dogs because I like to be able to do stuff with both hands if I need to. No problem. All right, everybody. I'd love to see video of this. It's really cute to see dogs having a fun time chasing down treats and searching them out. So if you do practice this week, I would love to see some video. And maybe encourage others to give it a try. It takes very little training, and like some of the other videos we share have a lot of steps, and we'll have steps here, of course, increasing difficulty, but the behavior itself is pretty simple. Find the treat, sniff it out. All right, everyone. I will see you here next week. I have